Hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Dave. I'm going to talk to you guys real quick today about something that's very important. It could be very confusing and not complicated, but just the setup gets a little confusing at times when you want to hook things up. What I'm talking about is hooking up your sound module to your MIDI controller so that you can play sounds. So this right here is my MOFAT sound module, okay? So what this is basically it holds a lot of sounds. It's very similar to a keyboard, but sometimes they make the sound modules without the keys so that it can give you some space. So instead of having, like, 5 keyboards in one room, it's going to take up so much space in your studio. You can go out and get you a sound module that has all the same sounds as that keyboard, and I can just stack it. So this is my sound module. When I first got the MOFAT, I had some problems trying to get the sounds out of it. I had it connected, but it wasn't playing anything. So what I'm going to do today is explain to you how to connect your sound module to your MIDI controller. This is your MIDI controller right here. Okay, and this right here doesn't have any sounds in it at all. Okay, what it does is it triggers sounds. It's designed to trigger your sounds from either your sound bank in your computer, like we have Logic, so we use our sounds in Logic, or your sound module. All right, so let's jump right in. First things first, let me turn this off. What you're going to need is what's called a MIDI cable, okay? And this is what the cable looks like. It has there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pins, okay? All different types of colors. It doesn't matter what color it is. So make sure you get yourself a MIDI cable. You have to connect this through MIDI, or it's not going to work. So on the back of the MOFAT, I'm going to turn this on. On the back of the MOFAT, sorry about that. On the back of the MOFAT, I'm going to go into my MIDI. Hold on. Just put this down here. I'm going to go into my MIDI in, okay? So I got this connected to my MIDI in. Now, when you get your module, what you're going to see is you're going to have a MIDI out, you're going to have a MIDI through, and a MIDI in, usually on most devices. Don't get confused about the MIDI through, because we're not using that. We're using MIDI in and MIDI out. So on the sound module, I'm going right to through my MIDI in on the back of the device. From the MIDI in, I'm going to go to my MIDI controller, MIDI out. Okay, so I have this hooked up. MIDI out. Very simple. Let me go over that again. MIDI in on the back of the sound module, going to my MIDI out on my MIDI controller. Okay? So now I turn it on. This is on, this is on. It's all connected. Now I have the MIDI controller connected to my computer through a USB cable. So that's how this is connected. So my controller connected to my computer through my USB cable. So this is already taken care of. So now, okay, I got it powered on, hooked up. I want to play sounds. Nothing's playing. Why? Because MIDI doesn't play audio. What you need is your audio cable. So that's where the confusion sometimes comes in when you're talking about MIDI. Now look, this is the way that I do it. Some people do it differently, but I use my sound controller as an instrument. So if you want to do it the way I do it, very simple, this is how you do it. So in the back of your sound controller, you should have your main outs, your left and your right. It should usually just have just the one pair on the back of the sound module. Left, right, those are your main outs. So what you're gonna do is connect your 1/4-inch cables, okay, from the back of your sound module. And what you're gonna do is with these 1/4-inch cables, you could do mono or stereo depending on what you're trying to do. but you're gonna go into your sound card or your audio interface. This right here below the MOFAT is my audio interface. Okay, now on your audio interface you should have, you know, your inputs and outputs and stuff like that. So because I'm using the sound module as an instrument, I'm going to go into my instrument ends on my interface. Okay, so I'm going to hook up right into my sound card as if I'm playing a guitar or a bass. Say for instance I have a guitarist over or a bass. What I would do simply is have them connect right into the instrument line. I'm doing the same thing with the sound module. I'm using this as an instrument. So now when I play my sounds, let me get a synth. Okay, I got a simple synth that I just triggered. You hear it playing. So when I record it, very simply on Logic, okay, a quick recording, you can see the scale was a little off, but you get the point of what I'm trying to do here. It plays and I can adjust the volume to where it fits. So that's how you connect all your devices. So just to go back over it really quick, MIDI in on the sound module, MIDI out on the MIDI controller. My 1/4 inch connections to my main outs on the back of the sound module going into my audio interface instrument ends, or my instrument lines, or my line ends. Okay, MIDI controller is connected to the computer through USB cable. In my application to record music, Logic, I set the right input. Sometimes that's tricky too, because you can have it all connected. You record it and it's not playing. Why? Because your input's not set correctly. Is it input 1, input 2, input 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Figure it out on your sound card and get to work. Thanks for watching. My name's Dave. I hope you've learned from this tutorial, and I'll see you soon.